Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the playoff match between Team Soniqs and Team Wildcard during the North America League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Things could go. Looks like Wildcard want to try and prioritize Geisha control. We do still have that player position over on the main stairs. Nice little pre-fire, and Ambi will be discovered by Bay as Wildcard start to crunch things down on the site. Might have a third here. Knows the pressure's coming in from the side, but it's going to be Grixer that fires back.
And Grixer able to stop the bleeding a little bit, but Wildcard's certainly in an advantage. And with this 4v3, I mean, you mentioned the time can be difficult on Skyscraper. Those Vulcan packs will burn away more of it, but an advantage can be so powerful in just getting things over the line, even if you've got only 1 second remaining. But Grixer still firing on all cylinders, brings Soniqs into the equilibrium briefly, but it's Canadian that might just win the round. Not unless Spiker has anything to say about it. 1v2 for Grixer, the man of the hour to find himself out of. There's one, but it's not a kill. Just an unseen force collides.
Close to the flames, you know. It's very well done from him, and he's really the reason that they were able to continue pressuring in from this angle that they developed over from this, drum slash Geisha side. So very well done to him.
Might go for something a bit more close quarters as Bosco just around the corner sends in the flash and forces the Aruni back. That's where Canadian might consider the retreat. Surf picks up the first. Bosco cut down. Ooh, Malusi unread. Spiff and Bay! Complete fall off from their round one performance.
Flawless round here. He does still have Spiker in tow. Didn't honestly did not see that one. I thought it was just him remaining there with how quickly things went down, but he'll at least be able to stunt that growth and potentially open things back up here. Spiker in tow too. Let's see how things are solved from Dragon.
That first kill is very nice. If you're able to maybe just isolate the 1v1 with the guy on tower or behind minibar, might find a way out of this. Spiker has crossed remarkably far. There is that Mira right behind Sword, as you said. I'm amazed at how many players he's spotting and how much discipline Soniqs have, but Kansan getting a huge pop-off kill right there. There's a 1v1 right by Sword. We've said it so many times. Surf gives away his position, but on the final few shots, he's able to land the finisher onto the Capitao. Kansan the only one remaining. Surf pieces them both up.
And we just got to go back to the strategy here, because look at this extension, Carter. It is so masterfully created. I love especially the way that they've opened up T to make it to where the offense just really can't exist in there. There's so many different cross angles you really don't think about. There's probably just some weird ones over from that drum space that you can see all the way over to that main hallway.
They're starting to get flummoxed a bit at this drone position. They are well aware of Rexen, and surely they're aware of Surf as well. As they're slowly creeping on in, the Warden catches them all off guard. Ambi's the one that gets credited with the third. The fourth doesn't go Soniqs' way nearly as easily. Spiker's at least able to pick up one, and Rexen downed as well. That leaves one player remaining on this top floor who's got double duty with two players moving imminently into T. Spiff's able to cut him down. So we got a 2v2, though quickly changes as Rexen picked back up and immediately finished off.
Well, 35 seconds remaining. Wildcard already finding better results than their previous attempt at that clutch that we saw from round 2. Will round 3 have different results? Ambi, a hail of fire flying in towards him here in Pantry, but it's actually going to be WC that gets the kill here, and they're both going to swing, and they hunt him down. No plant necessary. The bottom of the hill, but sometimes you can just push that rock and finally eclipse things, and that's exactly what we saw here in round 3. Round 2, not so much. That boulder happened to crush them, but sometimes you're just hitting your shots, man, and that's what we saw. They did a really good job of staying on top of things and knowing where the positioning of Soniqs were, especially on these last second clears that we saw, you know, the things like the first 3. Solid drone work here for Bay. Wants to fight, steps up to the plate with the R4C, and he'll get it done. Kansan with one with a spear as well, and the Soniqs Canadian next to him. Crazy things how history can play out. These two have been neck and neck, and now Spiker with a nice kill onto Canadian. They're going to make it even worse. Soniqs now forced into a clutch situation.
An attack win after the timeout. 3 total over on Skyscraper. Wildcard looking like they have come to play. Only a little bit of damage has been done to Wildcard overall, and Grixer and Surf both have to hold on for dear life. Grixer lets go of the bars, tries to let Jesus take the wheel, and there's no God in round 4. Surf has tried to take a fight. The bullets do connect, but the round is far out of his reach. 3 attacks on...
It's a tip of the cap to Wildcard, especially because this is a level of aggression that you don't really expect, and they're really catching these guys off guard. Soniqs constantly playing from
an opening pick in round 1. Thorough can pay off quite heavily, but attacking this very extension, well, went kind of like that in round 2, trying to attack this T-Karaoke, or excuse me, this Office Exhibition site, but this T-Karaoke extension in round 2, well, they tried to take the fight with Ambi. They lost a couple. Right. 2 Summit charges removed off the wall, though. Sam and Wildcard seem to be taking a pause.
Attackers have recovered their defeat.
Never mind.
Nice pick up there from Canadian. Yeah, Spiker moving off in the darkness somewhere. The fog of war got to us. We didn't know what happened there, but we definitely saw that one as Rexon gets gunned down by Spiff. I don't know how far they're going to get with this, though. Completely different circumstances laying in front of us here. Soniqs with a lot of crossfires, a lot of potential for teammates to assist each other here. Concussions out for Spiff. Kansan will gun down 1. Spiff, are we good for 1 as well? Gonna go in for the dry bar. Kansan gets him instead. Ambi will be the one to clean things up. They just want to make you worry, don't?
A couple times now, 3 times specifically, Wildcard have been able to work down a pretty strong man deficit to something workable. We had a 2v5 victory in round 3 on Barbecue Kitchen.
It's just a pacing change. Switch things up. You know, you've been playing the extension for a very long time, then choose your moment. But the big thing is you need Rexon to hit his shots. That's something you can't predict. Spiker's gonna get one as well. Canadian goes down.
And though, he hears that Solus creeping around delivery. He remembers where Ambi was playing at the end of the previous Barbecue defense. He's been found out completely. One around the corner, though, will take him down, but Kansan willing to trade him out pretty effectively. A 3K for the, well, for the IQ. And as the ace moves in to put the diffuser down, Spiff won't give him the opportunity. How about something else to add to that to make this effective? And as these pieces are all getting set up, the first Deathmark tracker goes out.
Bosco. Nice little frag there out of the TCSG. He's going to take out Grixer. Canadian ill-advised on the swing. And oh my, Soniqs are getting put to the sword. They'll battle back. It's a 2 versus 1 somehow, some way after the dust settles. It's all up to Ambi. Low HP, probably doesn't want to curse himself with that death mark as of right now, as that could be ill-advised. Trying to put this AK's deep magazine to good use as he's constantly spamming these soft walls, but Wildcard do not want to give him a look. Barrels his way down the main hallway here. Knows he's got one close, but oh, it's going to be from afar instead. Kansan with the proper move.
That Soniqs were able to narrow it that far, but everybody on that top floor, unfortunately, just not able to match the fury unleashed by Wild. Any better than that?
Is it a sign of the times?
Maybe.
Is the pressure starting to mount? We'll just have to see. Oh, man.
I'm thinking yes.
Kansan is just the answer to all things up against the Soniqs, man. He's like, oh, my old squad, don't worry about it.
Right now, and Canadian stuck on Rappel has got to go in, but somehow wins that fight against Bay. It's actually Grixer, the least successful of the 2. Canadian's position very known by the defense. He's got 20 seconds to play with. Diffuser control as well. Wildcard can just play passive here. Time and manpower is on their side, so the Bravo will creep in to try to force an engagement. Does see one, but unscopes at the exact wrong time.
They look confident on it, but with a squad that has been just taking people to town here on Skyscraper, it's a whole different story. Wildcard look like they are in their element right now, especially of the utmost importance when it comes to this catch and bomb site.
Oh, certainly, and Ambi able to take down public enemy number 1. Bay trying to get aggressive, maybe trade things out. Knew Rexon was there, but exact information, a little lacking, unfortunately. Now Wildcard in a position that they've not been in so far this defensive half. They've been able to get that opening pick every single time, whether late or early on. Now in the 3v5, Bosco is the, well, not necessarily the last vestige of this defense up top, but definitely going to be, well, certainly the remaining forward player. Ambi finds Spiker. Spiff might pick up 1, but a lot of this is probably going to come down to what Bosco can do. Taking even more meaning now that the round has transpired before I even finish that sentence. Canadian's now moved inside of the site planning the diffuser, and it seems that'll be all she wrote, unfortunately, for Wildcard's first of up to 4 chances to close out their defensive half with a victory to end this in regulation. Bosco will find 1 outside Rappel and Karaoke, perhaps the least impactful of the remaining attackers. And across the hallway, he hears and now sees a blitz stomping up black stairs to just gain a little bit of remaining intel on where this tuber route is. Shots firing over his shoulder. Bosco just trying to isolate another 1v1 at this point. He'll give it a good old college try. Soniqs stop the bleeding, certainly.
The things that they could still bring to the table. That's their weakest bomb site, more than likely, especially with the last two remaining options being barbecue or bedroom. Now you got to go back into some territory that they're out of the offense here, potentially, and now would be the time, but it also gets zapped up, and they know, and you see that position getting taken back over on the far side there.
Nice.
And now we're going to have a nice push in from the shields. Nice move here from Soniqs, but Wildcard will respond in kind.
A nice move, but that's C4 putting in the work in round 10. The blitz is supposed to be that tip of the spear. Once he goes, he is going to create the space, allow the team to fill in the cavern behind him. And because he's traded out, the blitz for Kansan, he might be 14-6, but I'd make that deal because that alone has forced the Soniqs to pause and completely rotate to the other side. Try to go in through Shrine. Now it's Drum where all the carnage is happening. Rexon and Surf tag on for 2. Wildcard might have to be looking for one more chance to try and close this out. Soniqs lose the tip of the...
No true answer to this from the Soniqs. They've got some EMPs, they've got some other options, but really it's just working those angles, and now they're in deep trouble. A Nitro Cell out. The Blitz has got to get something going, but Canadian and Bay, they click buttons at the same time, and now it's down to a 2 versus 4. Wildcard with the potential to close things out here.
Yeah, 2 C4s have been the undoing for that blitz. I thought they might sacrifice the clash to get it done, but Grixer doesn't know what the hell to do. He's flashed him and only himself, and made Surf's job a whole hell of a lot harder. That clash, brutal evidence, reminding the Thermite of the fact that this game escaped them long, long ago. And that is it. Skyscraper going...
Just not really all that much in comparison to, especially in a map like this. So it's going to be interesting what we potentially see here as we start to work our way through these bands. Monty and Maverick are what we're going to get on the offensive side. So the rest of the hard breach options will be available, just won't have the ability to soft wall anything. Maverick band on full display as well, as they've already implemented the tube around. Be put on a hatch this time around, but it's going to be Rexon that strikes first. This will take out Spiker. So at least get something for this opener here going into the last minute. MB, well, potential here with the office space. Does have one in tow with him as well, as somebody's occupying the stairwell too. So a little risky here from Bay, especially with the Monty here. Gonna try and peek around. Can he get it on good timing? He can't. Kansan will be able to get one and won't be able to do a lot of damage. Won't be able to do much, but it's traded out, and that's really what you want in that scenario. It's down to a 2 versus 3 in favor of the offense.
If he had just maybe waited a little bit longer for that C4, might have been able to bait Canadian in, but not so. A 2v3 for their troubles could have been a whole lot worse. Wildcard, I think, about as good as those trades as you could hope for when they lost the opening pick, I believe. But they're able to persevere. For the moment, 1 C4 and 2 toxic canisters could be enough to stall out Soniqs enough to create enough chaos and provide the opportunity for the remaining defenders to isolate 1v1s. Grixer and Surf have both dropped. Rexon on the opposite side, C4 from below. The guns can now fully train on the remaining attackers. They've only got 5 seconds left, and they're grasping at straws. Don't know a single position where these defenders are. And the moment Rexon realizes...
What feels like ages, and he's still right there and ready for anything that comes his way. Very well done from him. Very well done from the Wildcard roster. And Bay should have to be concerned with this wall after the last one in his pocket. The wall's now open. He's going to get the cross, but he won't make it out alive, as Surf will take him down.
Again, this is why you can't sweat the small stuff. Bay decides to sit on the opposite side, and he can be cut off. Maybe he goes by the door. Different situation. But now, unfortunately, Wildcard 2 rounds in a row now, down to 4v5. Didn't matter last time. They're still able to get it over the line. Considering that Soniqs are taking just as long as they did before, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but Wildcard were at least able to trade the man count down previously. Now it's a 3v5, and we got a lot of people boxed outside of Aqua Stairs. A Nomad charge puts one on the floor and gives a ripe opportunity to win a 1v1 against Bosco. 3 players all lined up for Spiker. It's Spiff to get the third, and now we might just have another 1v2 on our hands. No, not today. Surf able to move around the corner and cut the remaining 2 down. want to hop in through that supply window. Bosco will be forced off by the Deathmark tracker, and the execute comes forth. Rexen falls, though, and Canadian, a bevy of explosives fly beyond
this case control. And for Wildcard, you can see it's all hands on deck. And that could not be more poorly timed. Surf is going to drop down. He does have some verticality to work with. Ambi will get one. Grixer will get another. Nitro cell in. It'll take out Ambi with 20 seconds remaining. The Soniqs have got to show up to the site.
They got to. Grixer might be the MVP to do it, though. Oh, tags one up through the wall. Z-pings the other. Is that direct intel? Is that an audible? Who knows? Grixer's got full information on these remaining players right now. Brief as it is, this round may be anything but ephemeral. They latch on to something solid, but he looks away! Falls off at just the wrong time. Even with that 1v1, Surf on such low HP, he's got a troll. And the margin of error is too small.
Insane how unbelievably smart Canadian is, but they get punished. Wildcard are prepared for these antics, at least this time around, and it doesn't go unchecked. Now, I will give Soniqs their flowers. They did a very good job of fighting back into the round and making this something. Strategy. And Kansan might have the flank here. Knows just one around the corner. He hits the shot, too, on Ambi. Soniqs, they're getting executed right now.
Everything is just going Wildcard's way right now. I mean, this is a basement defense. Who does it outside of the map C4 from Freezer? I mean, I'd be losing my mind. And then Kansan on that pre-fire, of course, damages one, but picks up another afterwards. Spurf can cut down Spiff all he wants, but the angles are favoring WC. A full deck at the moment in round 4, and they've still got cards to play, but gambling maybe doesn't pay off entirely. Two-man stomp isn't enough to be the end for Wildcard. They have bodies to spare.
They looked so good on Skyscraper. It's going to be terrifying once we see this side swap. Look at this Nitro Cell again out of Bosco. And Carter put it best. Who the hell is throwing a Nitro Cell out of the top hatch when it's a basement defense? Well, Wildcard is, and they get the biggest pick in a moment like that you could potentially ask for. Completely sweep this round.
Also, importantly, now on the opposite side, so if that wall gets opened up, he can fall back into the site safely. Two players all down below. Spiff seemingly not aware of Grixer's presence, and well, lets a couple slip away where he shouldn't. This round has completely slipped from Wildcard's fingers. One, perhaps even two of them. Soniqs begin to consolidate on this side. A DMR round goes right into Bosco's spine, so both defenders now softened up for the oncoming onslaught of the attack. Bosco tries to take out the SMG. A hell of a flick from Bay. You're gonna need more than that, my friend. And he doesn't have enough to give. Soniqs don't take the lead yet.
The sword, they make life a heck of a lot easier once they start leaning towards the site. Here's the replay once again for you. You can see Kansan and Spiff adjust down low, try and get that flank going, but just nothing doing. Comes down to that pretty crazy.
45 seconds remaining now.
I was going to say, with 50 seconds remaining here, Electrical, this is a big fight right here. Somebody's got to win this. Oh, Ambi, you're making me nervous. He's going to close the door on that chapter of the round. It's a 5 versus 2, with Wildcard still trying to close this out.
Another C4, Canadian probably having nightmares at that point. It'll at least ward off the blitz, but it's EMP'd in response. Nice little quick utility usage, but both remaining defenders stacked and stuck on cargo. And out of the round they go. 3-3 half. Tie.
Frag grenade here, but obviously not going to have that. Surf, Spiker. Not like two ships in the night. Like two derby cars. They just smash right into each other. And Spiker will take down Surf. They now know that somebody's down low.
Garage as avenue of attack. He will creep up. Prox alarm activated, so Soniqs know the push is forthcoming. Rexen with a nice pre-fire shuts down one leg of that assault. The rest allows Ambi to rotate around. The final two players, both made worse for wear inside of Electrical. And Grixer gets a very impactful double.
The SSG World Championship charm with Glacier on. That's just almost as crazy as this rush right here. We're flying, boys. Spiff is in. Does he get the kill? He does.
Easy.
And we're open for business.
I mean, I genuinely thought that wall was reinforced. I was like, surely they reinforced, I don't know, the single panel on a basement defense, but I suppose not. They will take quite a lot of damage, but Wildcard have this round in the bag, especially now that Diffuser's gone down. Are you kidding me? Ambi will rotate back, and, I mean, the game has already been given away. Rexen, do you even want to? Do you even want to try? Oh, he will. He'll go for it, and he's gone. Well, that's not the way I'd hope. Threat is this pulse down below. No matter where they land, he might be the one to undo it.
Yeah. Nitro Cell still available. Surf and Grixer will gun down 2. It's a 5 versus 2. And now that we haven't seen some very great showing from Wildcard inside of scenarios like this, but this one, a tad bit different. A lot of utility layered here, a lot of crazy positions being held down from the Soniqs, and not really a way to work your way into this late portion of the round. It's all down to Kansan. He's going to try and take this fight in barrels. Somebody should show up to the party soon. It's actually going to be Kansan to take an additional angle before the flawless round pops. And Soniqs, we have
jabs the Firebolt. They will make direct visual contact of the clash. Ooh, concussion goes out, and there we go. This wild card is looking so clean and clinical, but Rexon's got a pump shotty, and that's enough to shift fortunes. 2 kills on the close bomb chassis, and that's the electrical push completely gone. Ambi with a pop out. He shows them. You're damn right he does. 5v3 has slipped through their fingers. Grains of sand on Nighthaven. And what are Bay and Kansan to do to recover? All trapped, or not even all, just one outside a garage. And the other on the opposite side, inside of Connector. Got to try and grasp a way out of this, and the shotgun is too much. Going to match point.
Just incredible stuff. Let's get a replay in here, because there's just quite a few of these moments that were just so bombastic from both sides. Here it is. Look at what Rexon does with that M590, man. That is something right there that Soniqs just yet, as they still have a lot to do with 1 minute and 30 remaining. Oh, wow.
And just a couple clean shots. Too much for Canadian to deal with, and we're moving and grooving after that. Bosco does not let that space go to waste. Oh! Another worldie lands that shot. Spiker with a nice, well-placed few SMG-12 bullets. Keeps the advantage alive for Wildcard. They're not letting this pace hold. Oh, in that brief opening, Spiff's able to react. Look at how quickly they have enveloped the bomb site. Surf goes down too. This diffuser might not even go down. Might not need to. Instead, Ambi, a necessity that he pops off and gets 16 to save their match point chances, and it won't be the case. All 12 necessary, Wildcard popping off.
Moments of that where you go, oh, surely they go for this case plan. Nope, they go for the frags. It's a 3 versus 1. They know that he's down here in this basement somewhere. They find him, they frag him, and they shore up this scoreline. We're 1 round away. Ambi, is he going to get one here? Is that gentleman going to get off drone? He does. No longer paying attention. Ambi's still going to go for it, and he'll get it as well. That SMG-11 didn't even need it. Could have been a pistol. The first bullet out of that thing rips somebody to shreds. But Kansan, he's got a plant. He's got a plant. Nobody knows this is happening, and Kansan's in here for free. It's a 5 versus 3. This Wildcard pulled across the line.
There's no way C4 goes out. Kansan, oh, he dodges it! The EMPs go out to try and cloak the Specchio and Heartbeat, and as we saw, it wasn't even necessary. But a 2v4 has to happen. It has to happen to get Wildcard to overtime. One wrapping to Bay's right. Does he know it? Or will they even push that far? Spiff holding down the top floor, a must-win fight. Everyone has to go their way, and it's all on Spiff. He's put Solus so low, but he's now meeting the same fate. Pistol out, he pushes forward and only gets 1, and the time is just enough for Canadian to shut Wildcard out of any further upsets.
I mean, how much closer do you want it, guys? Is the Maverick ban, man, because we're still dealing with exposed walls to the outside of the building, right? Clubhouse, a huge map when it comes to this. You think of the CCTV wall, you think of the tub wall. So we'll see if people run into the same, wall that we saw the last time when they came to the utility game there from the defense. Azami Amir is also going to be...
Shut this down. Surf is undoubtedly good for at least 1, as 2 defenders now start rotating back across. Yup, Kansan's aware of the situation he finds himself in, and Surf is good for both. If you were hoping for a competitive wildcard game, it could happen. That Canadian on the blitz has fallen victim to a few times. Sonic just have so many bodies, they can dedicate them to so many angles, and Ambi gets the first of the 2 remaining kills, both of the 2 remaining kills. And that's it. Flawless round.
Right, and that's exactly what we got. We got a flawless round. So, Soniqs solid clear this top floor, implementing things properly over there on CCTV side. Once
to the bottom floor yet. This utility has gone by. With the Grim gone, you're just relying on Canadian making space. You're relying on the guns working out, and thankfully, Soniqs have been shooting straight, Ambi in particular. Canadian drops, everybody moves to the basement, and Wildcard cannot hold a candle. Spiker rotates, might catch him off guard, but he's spotted at the last second.
That was pretty crazy out of SQ. Let's get another replay in here just so you guys can see this. Canadian flies in here on blue. You have Rexen, I'm assuming, coming down the blue stairs because they didn't end up getting that hatch. And then you have the two in from dirt. It is all resolution to logistics. That Electroclaw not going to be on good timing, so SQ will get the tub wall open, and it's all happening so fast.
Oh, poor Grixer cut down, though. Ambi Gar hooking through the main stairs window, able to find one. It's Wildcard with the lead, though. Surf switching to his secondary, not able to do enough. A blitz.
They're going to go underneath, or they're going to go for the far window.
This is like those positions in chess where there's like 8 pieces all attacking one square.
You're just doing all the mental math. You're like, all right, which side's actually going to work it out here? This is kind of crazy. Grixer's going to get one, but it's been traded back and forth. Ambi's down, so they won't have that influence of the Deimos through there if that was one of the angles they were going for. And with half the round already gone, Bay's going to choose incorrectly, and it really didn't matter at the end of the day anyways. A Nitro Cell gets Grixer, Bosco guns down Canadian. It's a 4 versus 2 when the wall's finally open.
Yeah, I think Bosco just literally just flanked down red stairs and killed both the people down there. So good heads-up read by Soniqs. Bay might have lost his life, and Spiker will as well. We saw Rexen do great work with the M590 in a similar spot. What can Bosco make work here? Rexen spots one going for the flank, but not a big factor. Instead, it's red stairs that catches him off guard. Surf trying his best to find him. The head does pop up above the railing. But so much time has been wasted on this clear. Rexen finding nothing. Surf will recover the diffuser, but what can they accomplish here on out? No C4s, especially in the Bandits' hands. It has to be by the 2v1, and Wildcard, just shoot him through the floor. Nothing necessary. Verticality still.
But you're going to lose quite a few bodies for it. And here's the concussions flying in. This is the way that they were trying to stop that bandit trick. And Bosco murders both the people in secret. That's the answer that we didn't exactly have on how things went down there. And just what is the exact way we're going to solve this inside of this lineup. But might just have them walk in and kill some people. That's definitely one of the options.
We're not... This is not going to happen again, right? I mean, they're not getting cut off, but... All right, so we try to do the roam again, and
essentially the worst way it could.
It's...
Oh, God. Dude. Kansan. Oh, Kansan. Oh, no. Oh, guys, it gets worse, guys.
Spiker's been stripped the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna get one? All right, well...
They made me do the ugly... That's something.
We do the roam again, and it doesn't work again, because to be fair, you know, Soniqs didn't cut it off that time. Ambi just, you know, entered flow state. Or Spiker the best they can. The Deimos has gone down, so that vertical pressure a little less worrisome than it was before. Soniqs also, oh no, get away with robbery! Spiff, unfortunately the attacker too far below the soft wall, can't land those shots. Kansan goes down too. They put everything on defending Spiker.
Case has got to find a home.
It's got to. 50 seconds or 15 seconds left. Rexen not the one with the diffuser. He's instead the first one through the breach. Surf goes down, so Wildcard even game. Oh, still trading, still shooting back. Bay hops out, tries to extricate himself from the situation. Bosco retakes that ground, and he's got enough time. He's got enough room to tie this half. 0 seconds remaining, 1v1 by the end.
Aren't watching the exact thing that they need to get back into the rounds. And yet again, we have it. Wildcard specifically right here. This crazy move from Bay that gets that nice frag. And then once
they catch the EMP, it might still disable it. It certainly causes Wildcard to be confused, at least for a little bit. Another one goes out, one Electroclaw in pocket, but Surf can't time this properly. I mean, it's so hard to do with the Electroclaws and the Exothermics. The Zotos will have to do. Huge play in blue, by the way. It's a 3v3 as a result of those endeavors, but Ambi's able to make it an advantage favoring Soniqs. Kind of incredible we had presence there that early on, Sam, but it's certainly going the way of the defense.
Yeah, I think Wildcard was doing their damnedest to try and catch them off guard with all this motion that was happening over towards these main hatches. But Soniqs, they send a volley of shots back, and now they're on top, at least as of right now, going into the tail end of round 7 here. Wildcard have got to try and find these pressure angles. Like, no one's over on AK. Spiker's more than likely going to have to activate here at a moment's notice. But the big issue is right now, Carter, there's so many crosses towards this hatch.
There are, and I think that's probably one of the reasons we Bosco maybe rotating out or maybe just getting in position to use these flashes. One does go out, Spiker drops off the back of that, and the AK player is too much for him to deal with. Bosco can't even clean it up. Round 1, at least.
blown sky high, and now that wall will be readily available for the offense. Ambi still trying to hold things down here at yellow stairs. They know that player's outside. Rexon getting aggressive. He almost hits the flick over to the main door, and they're trying to take the full house. It's all cards on the deck here. This entire table is looking to be a full sweep out of SQ.
Now, Wildcard had no idea how to deal with this extension. Ambi on for 3 now. Rexon finally getting on the board. Thought he at least got 1 in that affair down in Garage, but seems to not be the case. Let's give him his 4th. Super shorty around the corner. Instead, it's Canadian. Soniqs' 4th flawless round.
We know the bomb site that they're going. Here's the replays for you, folks, as Soniqs flying through that garage once again. Get that big moment there. And then
goes out. But the final Zoto to stop it right at the moment of completion. And for all that effort, only a 4v4. Make that a 4v3. Make that maybe a 4v2. Sam, they are holding, perhaps to their detriment.
Oh, they're terrified. They're looking for this pick. They know that they got pressure, and Grixer will finally lose it out to Boss.
Spiker was dual. It's why Spiker's on 16 HP. Is that player there? Soniqs, I think, just have the better angles. Somebody's got to win this fight. Oh, Surf lets him slip by. Ambi's still able to get 1, but Spiker wins that fight. It's a 1v1, and Surf's worse for wear. Diffuser not his control. Oh, and he sprints right into him. Bosco caught lacking. Thinks the flash.
And yet again, Bosco going to be a new name on this list. What a moment there for Wildcard, though. I mean, everything that they could have asked for to open up.
And a K down below. Now the hard breach denial supply is running low on the Soniqs.
Ambi playing around main stairs. Oh my god! Rexon hits him with a bomb! He takes out Spiker and Kansas.
Soniqs, a 7-3. Could be in the making. Bosco rotates out, 37 HP remaining. Is the inevitable awaiting us? An ill-fated hatch drop that'll be the end, or can Bay make a miracle out of nothing and be the only player, no spiff, inside of the site? Nobody's moving. They're not giving him a damn opportunity. GG indeed, as finally Rexon meets him. Soniqs send Wildcard to the LCQ.